Welcome back to Gateway to Oddity. Today's video, just a quick trigger warning, is going to have heavy mentions of animal abuse. And today I'm going to be talking to you about YouTube's monkey problem. So recently I discovered the phenomenon of online monkey hate groups. And these hate groups specifically target baby macaque monkeys. If you've ever seen a macaque monkey before, you will recognize that they have very human-like features. And that seems to be where a lot of this issue comes from. So from my research on this topic, I've found three main categories of hate videos that are directed towards these monkeys. And so we're going to go through all three of those. Then we're going to be talking about a few theories. Something I think makes this video really special is that I've actually taken the time to interview someone who identifies as a monkey hater. And it's a really difficult topic because obviously it's a very emotive one, but at the same time, I think it's important to understand the other perspective if we're ever going to really get to the bottom of why this even exists in the first place. So with that, we're going to go into the three main types of videos that I have found through my research. So type 1, I'm going to call the nature documentary style of monkey hate videos. So the most common tropes in these type of videos is that there are no humans, there's very limited human contact, and the interactions take place between the groups of macaque monkeys themselves. So this can involve a few different things. It could be an adult macaque monkey male asserting his dominance over a group or a territory, and this can often involve very frenzied violence with lots of screaming, and it can often get quite gory. Another type is when a baby monkey will have some kind of perilous situation, like falling from a tree, and there will be these really long lingering shots of the baby struggling and suffering. And then another thing that can happen in these nature documentary style videos is the weaning videos. And basically this is when the mother monkey decides it is time to wean the baby off of the breast. And the way she teaches the baby this is by pushing them away. She'll cause them some discomfort, she'll bite them sometimes, and it can look really horrible. If you were watching this type of video as just a nature documentary, it is quite interesting behaviour from a naturalist perspective. But from the comments, we can see a darker side to this whole thing. Some of the comments include things like, "Mama is so done with nursing. Haha, I feel you, girl." And often these types of videos will feature monkeys in their natural environment. And a lot of the time that's around kind of towns and cities. And in these towns and cities, they are seen as pests, particularly the macaque species of monkey. And so the comments will say things like, "They're so disgusting," and "Someone call the exterminator." I do want to point out as well that many of the commenters that you see on this particular type of video, so type 1 nature documentary types of monkey hate videos, I have found a huge amount of the commenters are female. So they'll have female names, female usernames, female profile pictures. I know you can pretend to be whoever you want online, but generally speaking, I do find that a lot of the comments are sympathizing with this mother monkey that is struggling to wean the baby. And because these monkeys do look so human, I wonder, is there some kind of connection there between mothers who have struggled with their own breastfeeding journey and feeling that connection, that frustration that the macaque is so belligerently displaying? So now we're going to start exploring type 2, and I'm calling these pet monkey training videos. Now this gets a little bit darker. Often these videos will feature a very small baby monkey and a human handler. Common tropes in these videos include teaching the monkey the wait command. This usually involves dangling milk or food in front of the baby and reprimanding or swatting at the baby if they try to take this thing that will meet their needs. We see these, again, lingering shots of the baby becoming desperate and helpless. Eventually in these videos, the monkey will be given the food or drink that they want. I do want to mention and bring in here that in these videos, the baby monkey will often be wearing pajamas or nappies, like a human baby. And the handler will handle them in a real rough way, often contorting their limbs and manipulating their necks into very unnatural and uncomfortable positions. We'll hear the crying of the baby monkey, and it is crying. It's not like the kind of squawking or chimp-like sounds we associate with monkeys. These macaque monkeys are so human, and their babies are just like ours, and their cries are just like ours. And something about that makes me feel really unsettled. Not the commenters, though, apparently, because the comments here will often include things like, it needs to be more patient, the monkey needs to learn to wait. These are all comments that we see that have this kind of pretense of, we want the monkey to do better, we want the monkey to behave, we want it to be less like an animal and more like a human. But then they also dehumanize the monkey, if that makes sense, by again repeating things like, it's so disgusting. And usually, well, always, these videos will have comments along the lines of the handler needing to use harsher punishments for the monkey's perceived bad behaviour or impatience. Okay, so now moving on to type 3, which I'm going to call all-out monkey torture. Obviously, I'm not going to go into any of the common tropes included in these types of videos, but suffice it to say, it's probably worse than you're imagining. And any and all types of torture or violence that could be enacted upon a vulnerable animal are performed in these videos. And they exist right here on this platform on YouTube. So the comment sections on these particular types of videos completely drop any pretense about wanting the monkey to behave. They are enthralled by the suffering of these animals, and again encouraging the handlers, or in this case torturers, to go further and further. So you're probably thinking at this point, well, anyone who takes part in this, anyone who consumes this kind of media and enjoys it, is a sick, sadistic human being who has no empathy. And I want to say yes, but also it seems like it's a lot more complicated than that. Monkey hate is such a specific phenomenon. I think that a lot of the people who watch these videos, yeah, they are sadistic, but would they have the same feelings towards a dog or a cat or a human baby? Probably not. And I think that a really good way of explaining this is the uncanny valley. This is what I've seen in most of the discourse online surrounding this topic. The uncanny valley is a phenomenon where a human being will see a face that has humanoid features but isn't quite human. You can think about robots or the Polar Express movie. It makes us feel really uncomfortable and uneasy. And I think that the uncanny valley might be bigger for some individuals and include and encompass the faces of macaque monkeys. I think that that's a really good jumping off point in the quest to understand what exactly is going on here. And with that, I want to lead you into the interview that I've conducted with a self-proclaimed monkey hater. Again, I think that it's important to recognise that we don't have to agree with this person's interests and pastimes and proclivities, but I do think it's important to just understand a little bit and let in the kind of ideas that they have so that we can interpret them. So yeah, I'm just going to jump into that. So my first question to this person was, with respect to your anonymity, can you reveal to me your gender and sexuality? I am interested in the demographic that you fall into. And he replied that he is a cisgender straight male and he is from the Middle East originally. Question 2. Many people in the monkey hate community only hate macaques. Would you say this is true for you? He responded, baby macaques, to be specific. Most of us seem to lack empathy for adult monkeys as well, but usually not to the degree of zoo sadism, i.e. deriving pleasure from harming them. My third question was, what do you think the reason is for the monkey hate phenomenon? He responded, there are several attempts at explaining it. The best explanation I've heard to date is a mixture of the uncanny valley, a phenomenon involving disgust of anthropomorphic features that are nearly but not perfectly human, and cute aggression, the desire to squeeze cute things. My intuition is that baby macaques are supposed to look cute and act cute, but they don't. We perceive them as nasty, disgusting animals, invoking a strong feeling of hate in us. It's mostly their faces. Something about them is very disturbing to us. They look childlike, but alien and freakish, more like intruders. I feel threatened by their existence. I feel that others are going to take care of them, which for some reason disgusts me. If you want to piss us off, get a baby monkey and treat it well. Seriously, in the most extreme monkey hate videos I've seen, people distort their faces to create funny expressions, and for some reason that feels right. Their faces are 90% of the problem. The rest is their nasty behaviour, nasty rat-like sounds they make, their pathetic emotive nature, long ugly tails, and probably the smell, something I've never been unlucky enough to experience. Question 4. Can you describe how you feel when you see a monkey in a neutral situation, and how you feel when you see a monkey in a situation where it is being harmed? He responds, I tend not to care too much about adult monkeys. No empathy, no love, no hate. As for baby monkeys, any depiction involving their face invokes a monkey hate emotion in me. I feel hate in the most profound sense, and I wish to harm it in the worst ways possible. When it's being harmed, I tend to cheer at the one harming it. More often than not, I feel like it's not being harmed enough. It's odd, but my brain seems to translate the baby monkey pain to pure euphoria. It's relaxing, satisfying, and rewarding, and almost therapeutic to watch baby monkeys in pain. As for adult monkeys being harmed, it's entertaining, and I tend to laugh at it because I lack empathy for all monkeys. But that's about the crux of the matter. Question 5. Can you recall the first time you had these feelings toward monkeys? I saw videos of baby monkeys on YouTube. They were really hideous. I had no idea how ugly they were. I had mostly seen them in cartoons before. They were made cute and their ugliness removed. The video titles were mostly something along cute baby monkeys, but cute they were definitely not, and that infuriated me. I had to dislike, it's the least I could do, but I was surprised by the massive dislike count on such videos. Now I know it's been other monkey haters like me. I saw videos of adult monkeys hurting their babies, and it felt right. The babies screamed and all, but it was satisfying. I read comments on other forums of people saying that these baby monkeys were getting away too easy and that they deserved worse, a sentiment I shared. I read comments on other forums saying that these baby monkeys... At some point, I realised that monkey hate was real and I was not alone. I sought out materials and I'm certainly not disappointed. Question 6. How often do you engage in viewing monkey hate videos? A lot lately. Often we rewatch the same videos over and over because there aren't that many. I try to restrain myself. They're quite time consuming, like cute cat videos on YouTube. I'm able to spend months and years without monkey hate videos. It's certainly not an addiction. Question 7. Do you feel bad about it at all? Or ever feel the need to justify it to yourself? He responds, yes, definitely. But generally, I would like to stress that there is good in evil and that there is evil in good. People like us are more likely to support animal experimentation to cure cancer and other illnesses, and I think that's a great thing for our society. I mean, animals are going to be harmed anyway, whether by each other, by zoo sadists, by the meat industry, by researchers under humane conditions for the well-being of humanity. Might as well be the researchers. I'm pro-free research and I'm proud of that. Sometimes when I'm tired, the hate slips off and I see an innocent baby animal in pain and agony. I contemplate the purpose of this monkey hate industry and whether we'll ever get enough baby monkey tears. These moments are short-lived, but enough to show me the other side of the coin. Other than that, hating them feels like the right thing to do. It's a long way down. Never enough pain, no matter how many videos I watch. It's not like porn, an orgasm and it's usually over. No, we don't have that climax. If a baby monkey is dead, we need the next. Our hunger is endless. It's never over. Question 8. How do you respond to the idea that baby monkey hate may be compared to extreme forms of abuse material featuring human children? Do you think that there is a crossover of monkey haters and paedophiles? He responds, people used to draw links between gay people and pedophilia too. And they did the same thing with transgender people. Oh, and they did that with black men regarding white women, remember? These claims are overstated in most cases, but they're totally understandable from a perspective of fear and ignorance. We fear what we don't know, that's natural, but ultimately, these links are simply false. I haven't seen paedophile material in the communities I'm part of. This claim that paedophilia and monkey hate cross over is overrated. I personally hate all children, but not like I hate monkeys. Children don't have baby monkey hideousness. However, I have little patience for a child's lack of manners, adherence to social norms, knowledge, or intelligence. Parents should keep their children on a short leash. I'm not responsible for other people's children. But in my book, people who abuse children are losers, and I'd favour a death sentence for such behaviour. At least we can agree on something. He continues, Peter calls baby monkeys children in an attempt to strengthen our ties to child abuse. Twisting words in order to fit your narrative is dishonest rhetoric. Peter killed way more monkeys than we have, but that's okay because it's euthanasia. I'm not saying no monkey hater is a paedophile or that there is no crossover between monkey hate and child abuse. I'm saying that this crossover isn't a big deal, and I've never noticed it in any monkey hate community. What's true, though, is that there is a certain overlap between monkey hate and racism. I've seen the N-word used a couple of times to describe the monkeys. I don't do that because I'm an anti-racist. I don't see the connection between black people and monkeys. Black babies are actually cute. And many monkey video producers have dark skin. We spread their videos around and hold them in high esteem. Moving on to question 9 now is the final question. I asked him, what do you want people to know about you? He responds, monkey hate is real. You could be one of us. Live your lives and don't become too obsessed with what other people do online. It's not good for your health to try and change things beyond your control. Humanity is capable of great good, but also great evil. We need to work together to succeed. Do your part to make the world better. So, although I think most people would not share most of the viewpoints expressed there, I think that the person I interviewed has done a really good job of letting us in behind the curtain. I think that he's expressed himself really well, and I'm really grateful for him collaborating with me on this project. So thank you for doing that. So what did we learn from all this? This is an entire industry. People obtaining and torturing tiny baby monkeys, often smaller than a human hand. That is an entire industry, and it exists on this website, on YouTube, on the clear net, where your kids can see it. Usually these videos will be titled something along the lines of poor baby monkey, blah, 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 or cute baby monkey, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of like a dog whistle to the people who are interested in this kind of stuff. Now, obviously, I'm not encouraging you watching this, don't go looking for this shit, because it will scar you for life. Or maybe you'll find out something about yourself that you didn't want to know. Don't go looking for it. But if you do see it, I do encourage you to report it to YouTube. It's just not something that I think is necessarily appropriate to have on this site. But also, I wonder about if we can find this on the clear net, what the hell is going on in the deep, dark recesses of the internet? How deep does this go? I want to give you my conclusion about why this exists, I suppose. I think that while all of the acts carried out in these videos are evil, I think that the fact that this whole thing exists as a thing, I think that that is evil. But people like the Reddit user that I interviewed, do I think he's evil? I don't. I really don't. I think that he has people like him. They have a kind of itch in their brain that they just can't quite scratch. I think that there is some validity to the idea that maybe this is something passed down to us by our own old world monkey ancestors. One of the answers that he gave that I found really interesting was he feels this kind of disgust and revulsion at the idea that someone might take care of one of these monkeys and treat it well and make sure it survives to adulthood. That idea repulses and worries him. And, you know, we talked about these kind of nature documentary type of monkey hate videos. Something that happens in those videos is that the dominant male monkey of a certain territory will find out or suspect that one of the babies that he is giving his resources and his territory to isn't his. Genetically, it doesn't belong to him. And so he seeks to destroy it. And that's nature. Obviously, as human beings, we have higher processing abilities. We have a higher ability to empathize. We have the ability to adopt children and animals into our homes and give them resources and love and protection. But in nature, things don't really work like that. I think that maybe people like this have this ancient genetic programming that we should protect the human babies and the babies that look like ours but aren't ours. Maybe they're dangerous. Maybe they're a waste of resources. I don't know if that's even... That's probably all just waffle. Like, I probably just chatted absolute bollocks for the last 5 minutes. But I think it's worth thinking about. I don't think that it's the right thing to write off all of these people as being evil, because most of them just kind of stumble into this and see one thing and then click on another thing, and then before they know it, it's like, this feels right, like he said. And I'm really interested in why that is. And I think that we need to have these conversations. And it's difficult. It is difficult, but we need to have these conversations in order to come to that understanding and maybe find out more about our own predispositions for violence, our own way of developing empathy, how our ancient ancestors went from these animals that will destroy genetic material that doesn't belong to them to where we are now. Like, how did that happen? And are the people watching these videos the key to that understanding? I think that there is a real potential there, and that's why I think it's so important to have this conversation. And with that, I'm going to thank you for having this conversation with me, and please do continue the conversation down in the comments. Thank you again to Reddit user Unapologetic for having this conversation with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.